Welcome back to another episode of the Headless Horsemen Podcast, where we get a little headless, a little reckless, but we bring it in at the end of the day. I'm one of your co-hosts today, Optimus Coctimus, joined today with
Dr. Dre.
Yes, sir, Ski. And welcome to episode 46. We hope you guys are doing well. You guys are just standing on business and taking care of business. Hope you guys' families, everybody doing well. And thank you guys to our fellow horsemen out there. Just as of today, we have 130 plays on Spotify.
That's right.
So you guys, I think we hit the goal.
Yeah, 130?
Yeah, so now we just got to get up to
150?
150 now. 150 for sure. Hit 150 by July.
Yeah.
150 by July. Yeah, so
that's doable for
you guys
sure.
want to help us hit 150 by July. Also on YouTube, I think we have we're getting an extra 8.
We had 7 views on our last long form.
Yeah, so you guys have definitely been liking the way that we've been splitting up content. So we'll definitely just keep rinsing, and repeating. No, it's because the studio thing. So yeah,
Episode 40 something.
Yeah, so right now, we're up 181 views right now compared to what we've had in the past time, and then plus extra 5 hours of watch time. You guys are definitely helping us feed us into the algorithm. So we're gonna just keep doing it on our end to get more of the content out that you guys like. How we're just cutting up the clips as well as long form content and getting you more of the content throughout the week.
Mm-hmm.
You have any updates about us on Spotify?
Not on Spotify, not on TikTok either. We've just been doing
TikTok.
none lately.
Okay,
But
cool.
That's bound to change though.
Okay, bet that. And the only other thing that we really want to say is, we're just going to keep putting that stuff out. And then make sure, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Turn on that notification bell. And then, do we have any updates about how we're going to change drop dates? Long form is the actual episodes are going to drop Fridays instead of Tuesdays, or we're just going to still drop Tuesdays?
We're gonna change that, but you guys will see it on YouTube when the premiere, when we set the premiere and all that.
Yeah, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that, as well as Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Still make sure you guys tune in on Tuesdays at 1 o'clock until we change it. And with that said, we'll go ahead and get forward with today's talking points. Speaking about opportunists, how about Ohtani's translator? Allegedly, right now, this man is facing up to 30 years in prison for...
So what exactly is this felony for?
So...
if they convicted, what are they going to convict him for? Is what I'm wondering.
So I guess he was charged with a federal criminal complaint with unlawfully transferring more than $16 million from a Major League Baseball player's bank account, Ohtani, without the player's knowledge or permission to pay off his own substantial gambling debts occurred with an illegal bookmaking operation.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Ipe Mizuhara, 39, of Newport Beach, is charged with bank fraud, a felony offense that carries a statutory maximum sentence of 30 years in the federales. So,
this is insane.
Yeah, so
he was illegally transferring funds?
Mm-hmm, well,
So
to bet.
basically stealing from
Yeah, so basically, and I guess allegedly, from what the feds are saying, the translator lost $40 million gambling Shohei Ohtani's money. So he lost a lot of money. But after the complaint and everything, I guess Mizuhara's winning bets totaled over $142 million, which he deposited into his own bank account and not Ohtani's.
Good Lord.
Yeah, so he was making some good money.
Oh my gosh, bro. That's insane.
Yeah, some good
I didn't know the MLB. Well, I mean, there's no point in freaking gambling for MLB bets, bro. You're working with one of the best people who gets a guaranteed contract.
The more money.
Ohtani got a crazy contract. That man got greedy,
Yeah, and he was there all through his 6 years of him being actually in the MLB too.
Yeah.
All the way up. You get hand chosen by God to be this translator. And you want to do this?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's just sad that people throw away their opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
That's disgusting. With that being said.
Yeah, and his losing bets were around $183 million. So he was still a net loss of nearly $41 million. So.
Good Lord, bro.
So he would have had to show out to do some stuff. But no, I think that's kind of crazy. When they said that, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, how do you even manage to lose that bad, bro?
He probably had. If he was really good, he would have used every ounce of insider information.
Mm-hmm.
And then also you just gotta get other people on there so that you can leverage their what's that crap called? Like mutual destruction.
Right.
So if he goes down, everybody that was doing the insider stuff with me go down too. But guess what? They're going to throw games for me. So I never go down because they don't want to go down with me either.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying I would do this. But I'm just saying if I were to go down such paths for educational purposes,
Right.
that's exactly what I would do.
Yeah, that's a bit much, man. Especially losing 180 mil. That's you're terrible. Hang it up.
Well, that's
Buy
how
a
most.
new bet to go. Like,
Well, no, that's just gambling in general. Like most people don't make money, so
he should have found a new game, dog.
no, he should just stuck to translating Japanese to English and English to Japanese. That's a gamble in itself, trying to get that context right. And you want to go out here, more money, me money. Like, go on, buddy. Yeah.
Ohtani, man. What do you think? You think he should get a new translator now?
Well, he's gonna have
Is
to,
he just
but
gonna learn English himself?
I think he's still gonna keep learning English. But at the same time, I mean, his vetting process for his whole life has to be insane.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it, his contract is $700 million or something like that, something outrageous. And if you think about,
that's crazy.
If you think about like everybody around him, like I guess players on his team when he was with the Angels, they said they didn't even know he had a girlfriend. That's how private he keeps his life. Now, I'm not saying that's nothing wrong, but that's like,
wow.
See how important that is to him? Now,
Right.
if his public life or if his private life was out like that, do you realize how much more stressful it would be for him?
Mm-hmm.
Like, David Beckham was under so much stress when he was dating that one girl.
What woman?
The woman he's married to now, that he's still...
Is David Beckham the soccer player?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I was watching the documentary about
That
it.
woman
It's
was
like,
lying about how she grew up humble and her dad drove like an Aston
Yeah,
Martin, Rolls
yeah.
Royce or something.
he was like, no, tell the truth.
Be honest. Be honest.
But back to the point, it's like if you compare it to like how much stress he was under when he had his whole public life or private life put in the public sphere, it's like that is hell on wheels. And now people know that you got like a bad translator or something.
Right.
Now you gotta go through a whole nother hiring process to get a better translator.
That's right.
You know, like even especially one of those things where you want to be understood to the American public and, you know, MLB considering they're in America. You gotta think how serious you're gonna take that. And as serious as you take it, you're gonna probably keep it more private than anything else.
Right.
So, or one of the things you'll keep as private as anything else. So, but even then, he may just have to just use Google Translate and call it a win. Because even Google ain't going to
I mean, it's not like they're really going to ask him like many serious questions. Like, they're asking him about the game's strategy.
But he's also in a bigger market. He's in the LA market now. So you got to think how much...
He doesn't go out at all.
Well, you got to think how much people want to get to know him and all that type of stuff from the interviews and stuff like that.
700.
And then you got to think there's probably a bigger Japanese following probably with LA than
there's a lot
versus versus the Angels. So
what is it? I know California has like a heavy Asian population.
yeah, exactly. So you got to think he's probably getting a lot of Japanese people just, you know, wanting to talk to him in general. So
Yeah, that's true. They got I think they have like a Chinatown out there and like little Tokyo out there.
you can find you can find like a Koreatown, Chinatown,
Yeah.
Japanese town, probably like little Vietnam
the version of the Philippines out there.
Mhm.
You know?
all that type of stuff. So, you know, so hopefully he finds a better translator. You
Yeah,
know?
hopefully the Angels actually look good this season, man. Hopefully they do well.
They gotta get rid of that GM. Until they get rid of the general
Right.
manager, they're gonna be trash.
Yeah, hopefully you Angels. Hopefully you guys turn it around too. Now we love to see Ohtani. You know, we love to see him do his thing, but we knew you guys were screwed with the Mike Trout situation.
Yeah, he's still, dude. He
He's
was like,
still
"I
there,
still
right?
want to win a ring." Well, he took that stupid contract. Stupid contract.
The
Like, he's-
number one man. Didn't he get a whole Subway commercial and all that too?
He's been the Jesus Christ of baseball for years.
the Jesus Christ of baseball. He says,
Just-
I don't know, brother. Aaron Judge is up next, bro.
Well-
and Paul Goldschmidt, the
But-
Apostle Paul.
I mean, don't get me wrong; they're not bad. Like considering like his postseason,
Has Trout even been good? Has he even been batting good?
yeah,
Yeah,
he's been he's consistent. That's why
Okay.
it's like
I was like, has he been
like the
batting
amount of times like he's almost had to win games by himself is insane. Like Aaron Judge and all those guys, when you have the whole Yankees like dedicated to winning, of course you're gonna look good. But think about how good you look when you got a GM that doesn't know what he's doing. You get rid of Ohtani. You can't keep Ohtani. You're struggling to keep Trout. You don't build any defense.
They're not.
No bullpen.
It's not even like they have a good. They've never had a winning season though. They're the Angels, you know.
because of their GM. But no, every year because of their GM is the reason why. It's like if the Yankees were in the situation right now, Aaron Judge would probably be looked at like godsend. Because it's like
we kind of are. This is our make or break season with Juan Soto. We always buying players in the offseason.
Yeah, but at least your general manager does that. Yeah, Angels don't do nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
Nothing.
Draft 2 big players and don't do nothing.
And that's it. Yeah, and just pay him big contracts. Like you have what's his face come back? Not Puig. What was his name?
Yasiel Puig.
No, not Yasiel Puig. I forgot the guy's name, but he was an older player. He came to the Angels before he started doing his retirement, and he's at like the St. Louis Cardinals right now. I can't remember his name, but he was hitting bombs. So you have like offense. Don't invest in any defense until you get Ohtani. But then where's everybody else to actually make runs and get on plate? Nobody else there. So,
right.
But speaking about transitions, Ohio State new offensive coordinator Chip Kelly. How do you feel about that move?
I think I'm looking at like future matchup sakes.
Yeah.
Like future matchup purposes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oregon and Ohio State is going to be a great game, but I wouldn't be surprised if. And I know this is gonna sound crazy. This take might age like sour milk, but I'll stand on it. But like Dan Lanning will probably have Oregon ready to play, man. Like he's one heck of a defensive coordinator. Like he's a defensive mastermind. You don't think he's not gonna sit there and give it to Chip Kelly?
Oh, true.
Now don't get me wrong. They'll probably be
talk
playing,
to them while I finish.
They'll probably be playing chess,
Mm-hmm.
most definitely on both sides of the ball. And there are probably times on third down where we'll see a lot of like great play calls and great formations and all that. But man, I'm intrigued to see how that goes. I'm not too excited to see Michigan play Ohio State. And Ohio State, this should be a make or break year for them realistically.
Right.
They literally picked up all those pieces out the transfer portal to build into the engine. So we gotta make sure they actually get it together and get everything going.
Right. So some things about Chip Kelly to keep in mind. When he was the head coach at UCLA, previous role before the Buckeyes, Kelly led the Bruins to the most rushing yards per game in the Pac-12 conference in each of the past 2 seasons, 237.2 yards in 2022 and 197.9 yards in 2023. He also, like in the spring game, what was interesting is that he actually saw him do some interesting T formations, a lot of backfield stuff where he's using a lot of 3-back formations in like the first outing of the spring game from what I saw on Instagram. But what's going to be interesting, I think...
Is that dude from 24/7 Sports?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah.
So, Ohio State also delivered its lowest average scoring output in a dozen years last season, posting 30.5 points per game. The Buckeyes went all in on transfer portal additions and staff adjustments, including the hire of Kelly with hope of realigning the offensive firepower for 2024. So, the reason, I guess he said he went to Ohio State and left UCLA was because of the relationship that he had with Ryan Day. So that seemed good, but also I think Ryan Day probably also reached out to him because Bill O'Brien has not shown any ability to win games from an offensive coordinator position since the early 2000s of when he was an offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. Now, this is just my opinion, right? So I could be factually wrong, but
I'd say Bill O'Brien's tenure at Alabama hasn't exactly... I wouldn't say it wasn't all that great. I don't even think they won a chip.
When he was there, to be honest,
Nope, because
it was when Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, last time they won the chip it wasn't Kiffin, it was Sark.
Oh, Sark, okay.
The year they had Mac Jones and like Najee Harris.
Was it Lane Kiffin? Oh, Lane Kiffin left before that, right?
Lane Kiffin was gone before that.
Yeah, because he went down to that one Florida.
He went to Florida Atlantic University and now he's at Ole Miss.
Right. So, honestly...
The Bill O'Brien stunt hasn't...
Yeah, Bill O'Brien has probably been lackluster in his performance. I mean, at this point...
He's no longer there either, I don't think.
No, they got rid of him like a month or something like, and they were like, we got to get somebody new. And it happens to be Chip Kelly.
Oh, it was Tommy Rees that had that Alabama hired, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, honestly, I think this is a better fit for them. It's going to just be interesting. One thing that he could probably bring is probably going to be just a heavy emphasis on actually running the ball. Because even at his days at Oregon, they had a very heavy emphasis on running the ball. I wonder
if that Ohio State O-line is It's great.
Well,
looking great this season.
Well, I guess we'll probably have to go look more towards it to see who they got from the transfer portal as well as other staffing people. But what it seems like he's like, I'd be interested to see him actually develop just running the ball and actually getting laterally with some of those running backs out into space.
Right.
I think they're going to be probably more aggressive in attacking the edges. I mean, they did a good job of getting, like Marvin Harris Jr., when he was getting the deep balls that they would throw. That's exactly what I expect from a top prospect like that.
Right.
It's the best way to get points on the board and best way to get your best ball player the ball in open positions. But being able to...
Man, I wonder how they're going to replace Marvin Harrison Jr. next season, man.
Yeah, we'll see if they pick... Honestly, that transfer portal...
I think the receiver class was stacked, too.
My thing is, that transfer portal could get you another top receiver same day, basically, like Amazon shipping, compared to actually having to get a new... I think they did get
receivers in the transfer portal.
Exactly. Because there was that year Alabama got that Ohio State receiver, and he was bailing...
Oh, Garrett Wilson?
Yeah, he was bailing him out a couple times.
Was it? No, Garrett Wilson went to... Oh, no. Jameson Williams.
Yeah, remember how many times he was bailing him out?
Yeah,
you remember how, they were like, what do we do?
Yeah, Jameson
oh, no,
Williams,
where do we go? And then, soon enough, long, deep ball. Yeah, he's like, we're here.
Jameson Williams, now I remember.
Yeah, because sometimes, who they have, where they're getting things going for them, they're like, all right, we'll just toss it to him because he's a vet.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was literally like the Larry Fitzgerald, on that, for that year. It was
literally crazy. That championship game probably would have gone a lot more different
if they would have got to him.
Yeah.
That, and then they could have got active with him sooner, I think, too.
Yeah, he not gone down. That was unfortunate he got injured.
True. So, honestly, my opinion on Shep Kelly stepping in as an offensive coordinator, I think this is going to be nice. I think he's not going to have to worry about so many other things and just focus on the offense, which he loves to do.
Right.
Run-wise, I'd like to see him attack, really just hit sidelines as hard as he can, because even just seeing those T formation clips, you can see they were really getting outside the tackles of the tight ends, lining up 3 behind the quarterback and just being like, beat us with these 4 backs in here. Right. And a lot of it is, somebody was talking about what is that offense that they used to run at Texas Tech? It's not run shoot, not spread. It wasn't pistol, but basically Mike Leach would talk about there'd be weeks where if we knew we could beat these people running, we would just run the ball and just run it disciplined well. And they didn't have a whole lot of plays, but they were just disciplined in their assignments. Mm-hmm. When we had to pass the ball, we were just disciplined when we had to air the ball out. So it's kind of like the same thing like you see Army and Navy, like when they actually win some of those games, they're just very disciplined in running the ball.
That makes me so mad. Oh, dude, freaking...
Go ahead.
I remember Air Force was disciplined and they freaking choked it towards the end of the season.
Yeah, so it's just like, I wonder if they're going to go with that and consider that a balanced approach for themselves by saying, hey, when we find teams that have pass mismatches, we're going to just be disciplined in our pass approach. And if we have to run it, for a bailout on a 3rd and 2, then we do it, and then we reset on every down going forward. Mm-hmm. Or when you go with a run approach, I think he's going to hit sidelines hard. But it's going to be interesting because I think he may pull out some wild cards and really start running the ball in between the guards and tackles. Because having disciplined offensive linemen mean you can do the pulls.
And typically, Ohio State has disciplined O-line.
Exactly. You can do the pulls. You can pull a guard, you can pull a tackle, you can get your centers out in the front when pulling them to loop around a tackle or a tight end. Then also that also means disciplined receivers that when they come in motion or tight ends that come in motion, they can crack and hit hard. Cracking down on inside linebackers, corners, and safeties. So, and then just passing the ball is going to come down to, I think, airing it out. Honestly,
right.
Like the air raid offense, just airing it out. So we'll see how they attack and try to get mismatches. When the linebacker, because everybody's going to be probably loading boxes with dime formations or nickel, because they just know this is just how he's going to play. So, you got any other closing opinions on Chip Kelly?
We'll see how they do this season.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Oregon game will be like a preview of the Big Ten. The Big Ten championship.
Good call. Good hire, bad hire. Where do you rank this hire for Ohio State?
I don't know, man. After what happened at UCLA, it's kind of like, sheesh. What exactly did bro do? Especially, they were doing good. Remember, we saw them play in person.
Yeah, we did.
And they completely pooped the bed against Jed Fish on the road. Well,
but even then, Jeff Fish had them. He's I think they went on to knock off 4 ranked opponents that year. They had like a really good year. Now, it's going to be interesting seeing Arizona go forward with who they're going to have to deal with. Let me see, OSU football. I just want to see the schedule. Football schedule. So, let's see. So, they may, honestly. But, so they got to play Akron first game. So Michigan State versus Ohio State is going to be a good game. Iowa versus Ohio State is going to be a good game. Oh, that Nebraska versus Ohio State is going to be a good one too. Look at that. Oh my God. Ohio State versus Michigan State. Iowa versus Ohio State. Ohio State versus Oregon. Then Nebraska versus Ohio State. Then Ohio State versus Penn State. Yeah, they got some. I think Matt Rue's going to get them around.
And they got that quarterback Dylan Raiola, but like other than that,
it's fair. So. But yeah, let us know your guys' opinion. Do you think this was a good hire for Ohio State to get them in the right direction? Do you think this was like a mishire? Do you think they should have kept Bill O'Brien instead? Or do you think this is going to actually help get Ohio State over those humps of actually being able to beat Michigan? Maybe even make a deep playoff run this next year, considering they're going to expand it to 8 teams, I believe, this year. So let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, man. This will certainly be a great... That'll just certainly be a great matchup for both programs. So that flight's going to be crazy. Oregon to Ohio.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
The travel transportation behind that might play a factor. They play because they typically play in the mornings.
So we'll see.
Yeah,
but
knows, man. Who freaking knows? Speaking
of travel factors, the Arizona Coyotes ended up getting sold to Utah. So 12 News can confirm that the Coyotes will be sold to Ryan Smith, the owner of the Utah Jazz. So now that the Coyotes are out, it's interesting. So after 28 years, the Arizona Coyotes will be leaving the desert. 12 News journalist Cameron Cox confirmed with the NHL source that the Coyotes will be sold to the Smith Entertainment Group. So a company owned by Mr. Smith. So the deal will reported to be facilitated by the NHL, which means that the current owner, Alex Marullo, will sell the team to the NHL. Then the NHL will sell the team to Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith.
Marullo will receive $1 billion from the sale. The league is expected to sell the team to Smith for $1.2 billion, with the extra $200 million being used as a relocation fee. This also confirmed to Cameron Cox that the deals to sell the Coyotes is not yet complete, but should be finalized by early next week. This is interesting. So I guess leading into that, the next question, I guess, on the list is why are they selling off after all these years? 28 years? So after the Coyotes lost the Tempe vote because they wanted to actually expand the facility, because I guess the facility actually wasn't good for the Coyotes at the time, like they weren't up to par. And I remember hearing about this earlier in the year that they wanted to actually relocate in Arizona to a big stadium. Like they had the stadium planned out with the maps and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, this is going to be it. But then I guess they couldn't get the vote done and actually get the team moved. And so now Utah, they got Mr. Smith stepped in and was willing to make a deal. So they lost the Tempe vote on a new arena a few months ago. That seems to have been the final straw on keeping them in Arizona. As far as the league office was confirmed, it probably didn't help that the Coyotes ownership didn't have a clear plan B and dragged their feet on what they do next. So the Salt Lake City approached the NHL back in January about getting a team there as soon as possible. They've already approved construction of a new arena as part of their bid for one of the upcoming Winter Olympics. Oh, that's a smart move by Utah. They're trying to make money. Given the dire straits the Coyotes were in, relocating them, it was the most obvious solution, but you always can't do that in the middle of the season. Flash forward to this past Monday, and Ryan Smith, the owner of the Utah Jazz, steps in with the offer. The league basically can't refuse $1.3 billion to buy the team and move them to Salt Lake. He's ready to sign the check as soon as next Thursday, pretty much the minute the Coyotes season ends. So, let's see. So the Players Association is already very unhappy about the Mullet Arena situation, and the NHL is tired of the Coyotes continuing to hemorrhage money Neither of them want to put up with the status quo of a minimum of 3 more years and potentially longer if Marulo gets outbid. So, okay. So with that being said, what do you think? What do you think about that, buddy?
Man, it didn't make any sense that we had a hockey team in Arizona in the first place. That was stupid. That made no sense at all.
They're in the Phoenix market. That's why.
It makes no sense.
Well, just because
it only snows in Flagstaff. We don't produce
Yeah,
the Coyotes. The fact that Vegas produced a new team and won and got a championship over the Coyotes, that spoke volumes as to what goes on.
Well, and I think that speaks more to not that it's just in Arizona, but from what people have been saying, it sounds like people do not like Alex Marulo, the owner, at all.
That's understandable.
And that's understandable. Like so you're telling me some new team comes on the block and just spins everything around in like 1 year and wins, and we've been here for 28 years and we can't get one ship?
Nope.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Has he been in charge the whole time?
I guess so. It sounds like people just do not like the guy. The concessions Marulo is allegedly getting in the process are a freaking point of contention, and rightfully so. The guy looks for all the world like a scumbag and a fraud. That's true. But the team is, for the moment, legally his property. And you can tell the league to go pound sand if he doesn't like their terms. They need him to agree to sell, so they're bending over backwards to make that happen. And it seems like they already did, per this writing. The NH grounds to forcibly revoke his ownership, and they also really don't want to risk Marulo tying this whole thing up in a legal battle. It's better for everyone involving, minus Arizona hockey fans, of course, that they hold their nose and bank on him being unable to hit those milestones, like winning championships and closing out divisions. So, this is bad. I kind of did actually want to get into hockey and go to an Arizona hockey game, because hockey viewership has actually gone up over the last couple of years, actually. And I was like, oh, this is looking great. I wouldn't mind getting into hockey. But the fact that it's like we can't produce winning teams, like,
I think any state that doesn't have that, if you've had 2 decades where you haven't produced a winning culture, then
basically 3. Yeah, I think it was close to 30.
This would be a rule for all NFL teams. No matter what sport it is, sell the team to another state.
You have to.
Like, at that point, it's like, what are you holding on to? We gave you 20 years.
Yeah.
A life sentence, dang it.
Basically, giving more than Ohtani's lawyer at this point to get things right instead of get things wrong. Like, that seems to be one of the worst things that, Jesus. Yeah, I hate to see this. I hate to even look at some of this stuff. But, wow. So it seems like they just could not get that. It seems like Marulo did not want to get that new stadium done.
Probably not, man. I mean, look at the Kansas City Chiefs owner. Instead of actually building the stadium, they're asking for more taxpayer money.
Oh, really?
Yes. Bruh, all you have to do is spend 25 to 50 mil. That's it. You have the money as a billionaire. That's nothing, bro.
You basically.
Think about how many times he's counted to $1 billion in his bank account. Like, that's ridiculous, man. That's just ridiculous. And the Clark Hunt over here, they really over here asking for more money. That just goes to show you how greedy some people are at the top, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's just ridiculous. That's absurd, bro. That's absurd. It makes you wonder, man. For every team, do Mets fans feel this way? For their baseball team, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's videos of guys they were going off last night because the Mets, they didn't get a home run till like later on, the stadium empty and all that. Same thing about like the Cleveland Reds. I mean, didn't they get a championship in like 2013 or something like that?
You maybe think about the Cubs, maybe.
Chicago Cubs. Yeah.
Well, no, they won theirs in like
the Cubs won
in 18 or 19.
Yeah,
because it was the year that LeBron won the ring, but then their Cleveland Indians couldn't get the they lost that year.
Okay. Yeah.
So maybe you're getting confused. Maybe.
Yeah. But it's like, dude, there's nobody even going to your games anymore. Like, at what point do you just sit there and wonder, like, come on, or is it the Miami Marlins that were 0-7, and if they won, they're giving out free Whoppers? there was a meme that was like, hurry up, I'm hungry over here. My kids haven't eaten.
Yeah.
That's how they gotta feel. Like, I haven't seen, there's no initiative for them to win games. We haven't seen a Taco Bell commercial where it's like, oh, if the Phoenix Coyotes win, you get a free chalupa or something. We ain't seen nothing like that. I know if the Suns win, especially in the playoffs. If they win, like, if they win a game at the other team's home, then they get like free tacos. They got a free taco or something.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, that's bomb. So there's no real initiative to like win and want your fans to show up if they don't even get any type of discount on it.
Yeah, it seems like they do. This sounds like Alex Marullo's been having issues all year, or just his whole entire being an owner. He just cannot get the job done. So,
gotta hang it up.
I mean, maybe hopefully in the future we could come back and get one, because apparently like the proposition that they gave to the Tempe mayor wasn't a good one. So because I guess there was infrastructure problems, and I guess the NFLPA or NHLPA, they were getting pissed off too because they didn't like that. They were trying to, it was going to affect their union or something. I'm like, dude, you're a billionaire. Just go win games. Like, why is that so hard to understand for these people that buy teams to just win games?
Yeah, that's
why don't
crazy.
you want to win games?
Why don't you want to surround yourself with the players and pieces to win games? It's a bigger question.
Like, go buy art if you want to go hide money. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Literally, just go buy art and go buy a yacht and go F off. Like, you ruining the sports because you just have more money is pathetic, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, that's
like, I mean, I hate that we have to see it go, and maybe we just got to go fly to Utah to go watch a game or something. I don't mind.
the Utah Coyotes.
Yeah. But outside of that, it's just irritating watching. Like I've said it multiple times on this podcast before. People who don't have a like, there are people in powerful places that do not have a vested interest in sports.
It's like, how are these, like, you're a legitimate businessman. You've somehow carved your way through America, or somebody in your family, and now that you're at the top, you can't even make educated decisions?
Well, no,
for a sports team?
Like, how are you so greedy to where it's like, you just don't understand? It's a simple equation. You win games, you put asses in seats, you make more money. That's it. It's the most simple equation that you could ever make in your life. This isn't Moneyball, talking about a mathematical formula to win games and put people on bases. When you have loaded payouts, where you almost barely don't even have a cap size, you'll find people that will play the game because they're obsessed with it. Right. To close out games. Yeah, to find people that actually get the job done. Coaches who will get a divorce to stay on that team to make sure they win.
Like Eric Spoelstra.
Yes, exactly. But you can't even build around that because you just don't have a culture of wanting to win games. You play the game to win. You buy the team to win, and you sell out seats to win.
Right.
But the minute you start selling out for the name of the dollar, that's when it's like, hang it up. Go buy some art. Go buy a yacht. Go buy some TVs. Go buy a used car salesman lot. Go make money that way. But don't come in here interrupting what the game means to everybody. People are out here putting their lives on the line, and you don't even try to put them in the best situation so they can get the best out of that opportunity day in and day out. This means more than money. Win games.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that.
He's going off on a rant right now.
Nah, I'm just saying.
He said you put butts in seats.
You just win games.
So yeah, we hit it nice.
So
pause.
Yeah.
We made timing.
Yeah. So
the horse made perfect pace.
But let us know if you're an Arizona fan. Let us know your grievances.
Go
ahead.
Let us know what you guys think about Ohio State as well. Like with the Chip Kelly situation. Whether you're Ohio State fans,
Oh, yeah. Let's go. Are you guys actually going to be Michigan now? Can you beat them? Can you beat Big Blue?
Bombs, trash cans. You guys had the best receiver in the draft last year, arguably, and still lost.
Ohio.
Getting outscored by Michigan. You Ohio State fans, y'all better get it together, because if y'all lose the Oregon's here, donezo.
Instead of Ohio, we're going to call them Ohio. Ohio.
But that was another great episode today.
Yeah.
We're at 130 Spotify listens, he said.
Yeah,
150 is the goal for July.
Yeah, we got to hit 150 by July. We got to hit 150 by July.
We're at how many followers? 18 followers on TikTok. We got to get that up to like 20,
25. Yeah, make sure
30,
you guys
30.
Yeah, we got to get it up to 30. So if you guys like what you're hearing on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You guys
Instagram.
love the short form and the cut up content. We're going to keep clipping content for you guys to divide up the segments and keep getting you guys this premium content.
Instagram, we got 30 followers. Get to like
50. We got to keep
40.
pushing.
Nice little gains.
Keep pushing the 50, guys. So if we can keep getting these numbers up, we can keep growing the Horseman stable, start getting the Headless Horsemen to go global. And then soon enough, we'd like to be able to do in the future is to actually get on some people. We're thinking about getting our dad on the podcast for some
pops out here.
for some sports history segments, as well as
when college football season starts. We'll have that.
Yeah, we gotta get him on there, as well as we're getting to F1. We're trying to get into F1.
F1 I hate.
We're gonna start. We're gonna start inviting some people on there to get some more people around. So we're gonna keep investing in our equipment. So make sure you guys keep liking, sharing, subscribing, all that stuff, so we can keep investing. Great podcast technicalities, breakdowns, everything. And then next year, hey, if we get enough money next year, if you guys pay for a couple of our tickets, so we can go to this U of A versus ASU game. And but thank you guys so much for rocking with us. Do you have anything you want to say?
We just got Headless, we just got Reckless.
Yeah.
And now we about to close it on. And at the end of the day, man, we'll see y'all boys later. Y'all take it easy. I'm your boy, Dr. Dre.
Yep. And so with that being said, thank you for joining us for another episode of the Headless Horsemen Podcast, where we get a little headless, a little reckless, but here we are bringing it in at the end of the day. I'm one of your co-hosts today, Optimus Coctimus, joined with...
Told you, Dr. Dre, man.
Yes, Sirski. And with that being said, see you guys in the next one. Headless Horsemen, let's ride.